Focus. I'm back. After like 2 years, I'm back. And a lot has happened. So I'm just going to dive into it. This episode is going to be a lot quicker than my normal episodes because I'm just going to list through everything that happened in the 2 years. It's been hectic. And the reason I stopped recording and the reason I just kind of got out of Tony Talks. Got my list here of everything that happened. Last we left off, I went through a pretty terrible breakup and I was coping with that breakup. I was able to get over it. After I started dealing with her friends would message me, I kind of found out about the other guy in the new relationship and it just kind of went sour. It was not great. That sucked. She started posting like TikTok videos about how I caused her trauma and stress and blah 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 blah. But like she was the one that left me. Whatever. I'll get into it at another time. But it was stupid. I got into a fist fight with somebody who was not really my buddy. He was just like around and he was talking shit and we just like fought it out. Which I never fight anybody, and that was the one time I got in a fist fight. And you can see in my videos, I have like a little scratch here because when I fell on the floor, I got into a massive car crash with my BMW. Like massive. Long story short, somebody cut me off. I tried to avoid them and ended up crashing right into like the retaining wall and demolishing my car. I was fine. Everything was fine with me, but the car was completely gone. After the car crash, I started dealing with a lot of debt because then I had put in money into the car. Another video I'll talk about it, and then lost the car. So then I had to buy another car right away. So I had to borrow some money from some people, and then that kind of put me in debt. Pretty much my job was just working to pay off the people. I got really into fitness afterwards. Like really into fitness. Like I lost like 40 pounds and 30 pounds and like really cut down and I was working out a lot. When the gyms came back, oh my god, I was just there every day. I'm still there every day. I started focusing on protein and macros and all that nonsense. I got really focused on nutrition, so I was focused on what I was eating rather than how much I was eating. Like, I was counting all my carbs and counting my proteins and counting like all my macros. I was counting everything and eating just like really clean. Oh, I got evicted right after that because my landlord decided to sell the place. So I ended up moving in with one of my buddies at work who seemed to be a really cool guy. Like he was okay. But then when we started living together, he was just a nightmare. There's going to be a separate video about that for sure because he was so fucked up, man. Like he was crazy. So then I had to move again. I couldn't deal with his crazy ass. While I was moving, I was taking my car apart by hand. Like literally I left it at the back of a truck yard and went back every day just to take it apart so that I could sell off the parts little by little. Aside from the crash, I think that was the most hurtful part. It was tearing apart my baby by hand, part by part. It sucked. But I didn't have a social life at all. That whole time, for that whole summer, my social life was pretty much non-existent. Because I was just working and tearing apart my car and then going home, going to the gym, eating healthy, like all that nonsense. Like, and then I would go for runs in the summer. Like I was really consistent, but to the point of like I was not happy. Around that time I started getting like struggles with my job because the cost of living has gone up exponentially in Canada ever since the pandemic, and it's just been constantly rising. So I've needed a raise because my job has asked me to do more and stay longer hours, and it just wasn't happening. So I was struggling with work and struggling to find the enjoyment in work. I moved again, and now I have my own place. It's actually all set up. As you can see, I have all my like Hot Wheels back here. My computer is set up. My bedroom's in there. But that took a while, for like a couple of months, maybe like a month and a half. I didn't have anything unpacked. Like nothing was happening. I was just coming home, making dinner and going to bed. And I would just be too lazy or too tired to actually unpack anything. Winter absolutely sucked. I drive a salt truck for work. Every time there was like a snowstorm or any kind of like cold weather, I would have to be up at like 3 a.m. to go fill up the salt truck, salt the roads or salt like this private lot, and then go back and then clean the salt truck. So by the end of that portion of the shift, I would be covered in grease and lube and like salt, and it was gross. And then I would go back to work to drive a pickup truck and do deliveries. I wouldn't get home till like 5, 6 o'clock p.m. Trying to fit in your macros and trying to not like boredom eat was so hard. And winter was just a constant struggle. Aside from like being no social life, so like trying to be actually social during a pandemic, no less, was impossible. I just started going to the gym and like talking to people at the gym. I'll make an entirely separate video about that, but that's how I started making friends as an adult again. Gym life that's pretty much what I've been doing this whole time. As of last week, I left my truck driving job and I'm finally back on set. So I got to see people that I haven't seen in 2.5 years. The feeling was just amazing. Just coming back to, I have to make a separate video entirely about just that. Coming back to set was amazing. Such a great feeling. And currently, I'm now noticing that I'm financially struggling again. So we're gonna have to go get like a server job. So anyway, that's what's been going on for 2 years. I'm gonna be making separate videos regarding a lot of those situations, but I just wanted to come in and do like a quick update because I'm finally back. It's so hard to actually get everything up and running because even just setting up my light or like setting up the proper color balance is, I start and I'm just like, ugh, I'm over this. I want to go to bed. But I did it. I made the video. Now I just gotta edit it. But yeah, Tony Talks is back. So thank you for my 5 subscribers, or my 5 true hardcore fans that actually watch this nonsense. And I'll see you later.